Everybody comes in. Everybody comes in for the murder casserole. Let me hear you howl for it. Ow, ow. Oh, my God. It's the Thursday night. It's the third Thursday of the month. We're here at the beautiful Covert Cafe. You fuckers know what that means. It means we're here for some murder casserole. Hell yeah. This is a true, oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Yes, push the tables together like an Irish family in public. We love that. We love that. Yeah. No. You're right by the tip jar. Please utilize that. Show that to everybody. Yes, before I even introduce myself, give me money. How about it, guys? How about it? My name's Colin. I'm your host for this beautiful, fucked up show. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, you can clap for me. I'll allow it. Yeah, lay it on me. I do this chiefly for my ego. That is mostly why I do this. Let's get into it. Let's get in. What are we talking about? I gotta look at my notes because I had a little bottle of Jameson before this. A little tiny bottle of Jameson. All right, we're here to do a little true crime talk show, everybody. Oh yeah, we love the true crime here, don't we? I hope so. Otherwise, what are you doing here? It's a fitting venue for it because we're over here on the beautiful 82nd Avenue of our fair city. It makes sense. This is a fitting venue for a true crime show because truly a crime is probably being committed in the 3-block radius around us right now. But that's the thing. It's poor. Can we get the music off, Joe? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a pest, but it's bothering. Thank you. I love you, Joe. Everybody give a round of applause for Joe Mishkin. On the ones and the twos. Oh my God, beautiful evening. That's the thing. We got a nice little crimey part of town over here on the southeast side. I'm into it. I kind of like, that's the thing. I come from the Midwest. I don't think we're meaner and badder there, but all the crime I hear about, it's just petty crime mostly. That's fine. It's not even the type of crime like we're going to talk about tonight that's going to mess you up real good for your whole, it's just annoying. That's our crime in Portland. It's just, I got to get another catalytic converter. Fuck. God damn it. It doesn't ruin your life. You just got to take the bus for 8 weeks, you know? And that's the thing. You take the bus after you get your catalytic converter stolen, there's a good chance you find your catalytic converter on the... You're just riding the bus, you're like, that one looks familiar. Feel like my dad told me to keep a lookout for that part of my car. It's stupid, man. I love this city, though. I love how gross Portland is. Do you guys love how gross it is? Say yes. Yeah, I love it. It's like living in a Tom Waits song. It's, ooh, stepping on soggy needles. And I'm out on my soggy ass. Never much cared for the Beatles. I prefer the sound of busted glass. Tom Waits, you guys get it. Yeah, I wrote those lines down. I want to have you all, like, that dumb little throwaway Tom Waits I wrote that down. I was like, that's a good one. They're going to like that. It's a pretty good time. I don't know. I think we need to start adapting to more medieval forms of crime punishment. On an interpersonal, I don't want the state to do this. But say, for example, we live in Portland. Say someone steals something from you. I think it should be totally fine to cut off a couple of their fingers. Right, okay, yeah, silent approval, but approval nonetheless. You all were like, that's pretty dark, Colin, but in your head, you're like, you know what, that motherfucker in 7th grade who took my iPod video, I would actually like that. And yes, I just dated myself by saying 7th grade and iPod video. I don't care. I'm young. Deal with it. I love it. I think it's interesting. You know what I found out recently is that the same, here's the thing. If you get something stolen from you, I think you should, and you find the person, I think it should be totally fine, depending on how important the thing they stole from you, to bite off that number of corresponding fingers. You guys don't think that's a good idea? You don't want it, but you spit it out right after, and then that's an extra form of punishment. You understand? It's nice. It's nice that way. Because that's the thing. I read a fact the other day that apparently a human finger takes the same amount of force to bite one of those off as it does to bite through a baby carrot. Yeah. How many of you have bitten through a baby carrot, right? All of us if you had a real fucking mother. Well, that's the thing. It's that easy. If I had known it was that easy to bite off a human finger, oh my God, I wouldn't be doing comedy right now. I'd be in fucking prison. You know, just some jock asshole in high school is thinking, you got gay moms, Colin, I don't like you for that. And I just go, ah. Just turn into a little fucking human otter. And not the gay kind. Not that there's anything wrong with gay otters. But I think we all know that I am not that. I am somewhere between an otter and a bear. I am hairy, but I'm mid-sized, you know? I don't know what that would be. I guess like a Wolverine in gay lingo. I don't know. The point is if I could bite off a bunch of fingers, oh my God, I wouldn't be hosting a true crime podcast. There would be one about me. You know, I'd have a whole shoebox full of little fuckers by now. All right, you guys are not as much into the biting off of fingers. You guys are like, we don't. Okay, but one person, that's not enough to make the whole thing out of. This is a true crime show. We're going to do some stuff here. We got guests. They're going to do some comedy for you. Yay, guests and comedy. Woo. Cheer for that. And we're going to talk murder, and we're going to play some games. And for the games, we're going to need some volunteers, kids. So just hold on tight. You might get to play a game, might get to win a prize. It's creepy the way I'm explaining this right now, isn't it? You guys love it, though. You wouldn't be here if you wanted to feel safe with your comedy. Oh, my God. Such a good time. What are we getting? Let's get into some news stories. We got a little news segment. You guys want to hear some true crime news? Yeah, these are just like, we call this segment News Gories. Like news stories, but with gore. You know, it's just like Weekend Update, except grosser, all right? So here's what's going on in the world of true crime this week. All right, a 15-year-old in Washington, D.C. stands accused of killing a Lyft driver who is also a former interpreter for U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan. Yeah, I have mixed emotions about this. Honestly, because on the one hand, this man served our country bravely in his own home country. He helped out an occupying force. He didn't need to do that. And it's sad what a horrible end he met. But on the upside, he doesn't have to fucking drive Lyft anymore, does he? Hey, how about that? No more surge charges for that guy. And let's be honest, his widow now versus just being a lowly Lyft observer who just died in like a carjacking, she's getting way more fucking money. Pretty fun. All right, this next one. All right. A school principal has recently pled guilty to a murder-for-hire case resulting in his pregnant, also teacher, ex-mistress being killed. So this guy was a teacher. He hired somebody to kill his pregnant mistress. She was also a teacher. Yeah, the guy said she had really pretty eyes, but I fucking hated her pupils. You like that one? I like that one. I think that one's pretty fun. I think that's pretty fun. But this is why, guys, you ask me, this is why I suck the cum out of my mistresses. So if I order one to be killed later, there's not a paper trail. Sucking the cum out of your mistress in dirtbag circles, that's what we call keeping your receipt. Stupid. This is a sad case. It's not often that you see a school principal cheating with an adult. Next news story. A San Diego man is now on trial for murdering his ex-girlfriend's new fiancé after Googling how to kill your ex-girlfriend's fiancé weeks before the crime was committed. See, this is the thing. This is why I use Bing. In other news, Google is under investigation by me for being a fucking narc. I feel bad for the cops in this case. You know, don't you feel? This is the one time we can feel bad for cops, right? Because here's the thing. They had to go through this dude's whole search industry. If you're trying to kill your ex-fiancé, what did they have to comb through? You know, that's my... Just a whole bunch of fucking weird porn and sales on eBay for erector sets. Man, I tell you, it's a hard job for the cops. Finding a killer who got advice on killing from the internet, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. or finding a killer on the internet. It's full of them. It's full of them. Everyone's just one bad DM away. All right, so next one. So after his wife Sarah's tip, WWE star Daniel Rodimer, who is also a congressional candidate right now, has been arrested in Las Vegas after a bar fight resulted in a murder. Yeah, pretty fun. Now, here's the thing. We talk a lot about WWE guys, CTE. I think Daniel's big problem, he couldn't control his fucking snitch of a wife. Didn't like that one. Cool. I'm all right with that. Google being a snitch, that's fine. But the wife, not so much. Noted. All right. I'm going to say about this. The only thing he's probably going to fucking win his race. I don't know. Last one. After 40 years, the cold case murder of 12-year-old Janelle Matthews has been solved, and we now know who did it. Turns out, guess what? Kind of a callback to the last one. He was a former governor fucking candidate for the state of Idaho. That's who they found out murdered this little girl. Oh my God, what a crazy turn of events. Can you imagine, imagine you're this girl's parents and you lose your daughter to a horrible crime. She just goes missing. They don't know what happened. You find out years later she's been murdered and it's the guy you fucking voted for? That would be better unless the election happened after this reveal. You know, just be like, I know he took away my pride and joy and the light of my life, but he's got some good points on the immigrants. All right. Those are news stories. Clap for the news. Yeah. Those are news stories. All right, we got a couple of guest spots for you. We're going to have our panel come up and do some stand-up for you. Sound good? Yes. Oh, my God. This first comic I'm bringing up, Who Doggy. They have been killing the game in Portland since they got here. They host the F Show at Rainy Days Tavern. It's happening tomorrow night, if I'm not mistaken, so you guys should go and check out that show. It's a free show, right? It is a free show? No, it's not a free show. You got to pay money. So it's $5, so I'm not saying this show is better. But you didn't pay anything to get in, did you? I'm just kidding. It's a great show. You should go see the F Show, Rainy Days Tavern, tomorrow night. Everybody, please make some noise for Imani!
What's up, faggots? What's up, motherfuckers? Give it up for your host again, Colin Mattox. I didn't know people wear bolo ties in real life. I've only seen that on Wizards of Waverly Place. It's like this one, Texas teacher. I love Colin. I love this show. This is amazing. The first story... That's an interesting way to die as a Lyft driver, right? You know, you're in the army. But don't you think that he's braver now, dying as a Lyft driver, than dying for perpetuating genocides in other countries? I mean, he has a 5-star rating in my book. So before this morning, this afternoon, this evening, I've been trying to think of murder. Cause I don't think of murder. But I've been thinking, what if I dated a murderer? What would I do? And I'll tell you the first thing I wouldn't do, I wouldn't snitch. I like my life. I've watched The Sopranos. I know what happens to people like Pussy. Pussy was a character. He was killed. He thought he wasn't gonna die, but then Tony was like, bah, bah, and still killed him. I I don't know. I feel like I would gaslight my murderer husband. I'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing again? Late night again? You been in the shed again? Our dog seems to really like the dirt outside. I wonder what's going on, honey. Honey, I left some dishes near the dirt. Can you take care of those? You're good at cleaning things." Subtle husbandly things. But I would never, ever admit that my husband is the killer unless he was killing kids. I gotta snitch. I got to snitch if he's killing kids. All right, so Pride is coming soon. Are people excited? Cool. Not me, because I'm a straight ally. I love straight people so much that I used to fuck them. They suck. Sorry, wrong pronouns. He. Sorry. He. Sorry, this is hard. He. This is so hard. He sucks. He sucks. I remember one time I was in New York and I was just, I just needed a place to stay before I had this photo shoot. And this guy at the bar was like, "Hey, you could stay at my place." And, I didn't care about my life back then, so YOLO. I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." He's like, "Hey, can you just pick me up some beer on the way? I'll let you out at this corner store. Get me some Coors Light." I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is great." Ugh. You get to his place. He has nothing but dogs there. I got a little scared. He was into dog fighting. He has so many dogs in his basement. It was like, no, I felt like it was 102 Dalmatians. No, like this nigga just had endless dogs in his basement. Like, I was like, Michael Vick! Michael Vick! Michael Vick! We get upstairs. There's no dogs allowed upstairs, by the way. But we get upstairs, and he's like, he does like a little bump of cocaine, so. And I swear, this motherfucker became the most faggoty ass bitch I've ever seen in my goddamn life. He was like, "Suck my dick, suck my dick, suck my dick." "Feed me, Seymour! Feed me! Feed me, Seymour!" I'm trying to suck his little cocaine dick. I sucked it so hard, I felt like I was sucking a Tootsie Roll Pop. I didn't say I was gonna give up. The next day, I did have to rob him, though. Allegedly. I don't know where the cameras are, but allegedly, I did have to rob him. Because guess what? It was coming out day. And, I'm sucking straight dick on the eve of coming out day? And this man did not suck my dick. So DJ Khaled, he's getting all the pleasure, and what did I get? Like, I got a place to stay for the night. Yeah, great. I got to find out that I love dogs. Yeah, great. Diane Lane did that too. But I sucked straight dick. And that was not the first time I did it. All right. Thank you, y'all. I've been Imani. Give it up again for your host.
Imani, everybody, make some noise for them. Oh my God, you're gonna see more of them here in a moment. Don't you worry, you're not done with Imani, all right? And they're not done with you. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Let's keep this whole thing going. You ready for your next comic? Oh my God, I don't have to adjust the stand at all for this next comic. Sorry. Gray helps produce a show in this very establishment called The Gold Standard. It's really awesome. Fourth Saturday of the month, is that correct? Come on out for it. Come see it. Amazing comedians all the time. Oh my God. Make some noise for my good buddy, Brandon Wayne Little!
Everybody keep it going for Colin. I saw this really comfortable chair, I think. Oh yeah, this is nice. I don't own anything this nice in my house. Sorry, apartment. So, I think I'm gonna take advantage of this. Just a little bit, if that's okay. Oh man, like Colin said, my name is Brandon Wayne Little. I'm a man. I've been married now for 18 years. Yeah. Thank you. My wife is a Japanese woman, and when we got married, she took my last name, which I'm starting to think was a mistake because her maiden name is really cool. Her maiden name is Mizumoto, and I'm starting to think I should have taken her name. You know, like I could be Brandon Mizumoto. You know, that sounds cool. That sounds like a movie star name. Not gonna lie, Brandon Wayne Little, that sounds a lot like a serial killer name. You hear the name Brandon Wayne Little, you think, that guy's got a high body count. And, yes, if you count sex workers. But if you don't count sex workers, no. And I don't, because I think, I don't count condoms either. Like, I think if you wear a condom, that doesn't count. To me, anyway. That's my personal rule. I'm not saying that's a blanket rule for everybody, but I think rubber disqualifies it. The same way, like, if you're bowling at the bowling alley and they got those rubber bumpers in the gutters, yeah, if you were to bowl a 300 with those rubber bumpers, that shit don't count to me. Thank you, Imani. Imani agrees with me. That's actually fucking true. Anybody in here like coffee? Yeah. Fuck yeah, I love coffee. I take my coffee black. Anybody else in here take your coffee black? Take my coffee jet black. Fucking love it. And I read a study recently that kind of disturbed me. They did a study down in Australia where they have determined that 95% of psychopaths prefer black coffee. I know, can you believe this shit? This fucking makes me mad. This makes me want to fly down to Australia, find this research team, murder them in a very violent fashion, and then bathe in their blood. Then we'll see who's a psycho. I noticed some of y'all ain't laughing. Sorry, is that joke too dark for you? Should I add some cream? Maybe some sugar? Sweeten it up? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Well, those are the only two jokes from my dumb act that I had about serial killers and stuff. Other stuff I wanted to talk about was, y'all familiar with George Carlin? Yeah, he has a book called Brain Droppings that he wrote a long time ago. In one short chapter, he talked about tips for the serial killer. And so I'd like to read a few of them to you right now. George Carlin was saying, be random. Patterns are your enemy. Do murders in ritual murders. Get real creative. Do like a few normal ones, then like a few off-the-wall ones. Do it in a heavily populated city where there's more murders anyway. Dispose of the bodies at least 100 miles away from the crime scene. Don't taunt the police. And like, when you read this, it can read kind of like satire, but I've listened to the audiobook and I don't think George Carlin's kidding. No? I don't think he's kidding at all. Also, I've been looking at like serial killer interviews and stuff, Colin, to get prepared for this. Anybody familiar with Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman?
Yeah.
He's fucking. Oh yeah, he is. Have you heard of him, Kate? He's fucking scary. YouTube this guy. He's the basis of Stone Cold Steve Austin watched this guy in an interview and based his original character off of him. He's fucking scary when you watch him in the interviews because the interviewer asks him, says, "How do you feel about killing?" And he's like, I don't care either way. And I'm like, damn, this dude's a fucking monster. But yeah, and then Colin, we're also going to talk about my Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam Little, the most prolific serial killer in United States history. This guy has, I think, 93 confirmed kills, and he's a real, I would describe him as like a real grassroots serial killer. Because they asked him, they said, did you ever murder anybody with a gun? And he got offended. He's like, a what? And they're like, a gun. Did you ever murder? He's like, a gun? No, I did not. Hands, baby. I use my hands. And it was like, shit. I mean, the dude is a monster, but I kind of got to respect the craft. If we're talking about that. And yeah, Colin, I think that's all I got. If we're ready to do the old panel, let's get it going.
That you've seen already tonight. Oh my goodness. I'm going to move this little guy
I'm
over
back.
here. Yes, you're all back.
Sorry, I'm black.
You're black?
Shut up.
All right.
We don't see color, Amani.
Oh, that's not true. I very
You
much
just said you like dark coffee.
Do you want to put your drink on my little table and then we do a
Yeah.
relay for it? I'll keep mine tighter to me. And then you can put that
I can
there. Oh, we have
tell
different
what-
glasses.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, now and everyone's gonna see if I put something in there. I'm not gonna do that, guys. Do you guys? Are we having fun? Are we having a good time here at the beautiful Murder Casserole? This is the part that's gonna feel like a true crime podcast more than anything. So let me ask my panel a couple of questions. Oh, you get another little spot for drinks over there if you want. Brandon, you don't have a drink. You suck. He's got a drink. That's good.
Can we not drink shame today?
We don't have to drunk shame. I will
No,
drink.
we're drug shaming, but not drink shaming.
Everybody get a drink. Go to the bar and
Everybody,
get a drink.
can we do a cheers
Support
right
this
now?
venue.
Everybody who's got a drink, raise your
Cheers.
glass in the
Water-
air.
Water counts.
Water counts. Water counts. You're good. Cheers to the Joes. To the
Cheers to the
Joes.
To the Joes.
Yes. Drink it all down in one.
That was so Midwestern.
I'm not gonna do that.
Down the hatch.
I was so nice. Did you like that?
I did, Colin.
Let's do some panel intros real quick.
I liked
So
it very much.
Imani, you come from Boston originally, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's where you've come out from. So let me ask you a question. What do they have casseroles in Boston?
I am new to white culture.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to say, do you
My
people
mom-
have casseroles?
Okay.
That seemed worse, didn't it?
Yeah. My mom did not make. Did you people have fried chicken, nigga? Like,
Yes.
did you people have seasoned food?
Salt and pepper.
That's all you need.
That's about as crazy. And then I'm Irish, so we boil all the flavor out of stuff. But so a casserole is just a baked, savory dish.
Are you casserole shaming? Sorry,
No, I'm casserole splaining. You just said you didn't have them before. I don't know
but
what else I'm supposed to do.
I watched Lizzie McGuire.
Okay. So let me ask then, what is your ideal casserole filling?
Nothing.
All right.
I literally before I moved here, I was staying with someone, and they said, I made a casserole out of everything from my garden. And you know what I said? I said, I'm not hungry today.
Yeah. Well, I think for it to be a casserole, too, you need some goop. You know? You need some good sludge.
Goop?
Yeah, you need some
Like
goop.
the shit Gwyneth Paltrow makes?
Yes, precisely. You need overpriced vagina stones.
Oh. That's the secret ingredient, huh?
But that's my casserole question. So, Brandon,
Yes, sir.
if you had to be murdered,
Okay.
what method would you prefer to be murdered with? Like, we're talking, like, you were talking about guns versus hands, knives, electricity,
I think a chainsaw.
chains. You
I'd
would
like to
rather
go
go
out
out
with a chainsaw.
with
Good
the
answer.
chainsaw.
Good
I
answer.
think so, yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, that's clap for that. That's honestly
shit would hurt.
That's really
That
hot.
would hurt like a motherfucker.
It would hurt
especially
really
when, like,
bad
right
for a
here.
second, and then I feel like you don't feel anything. So Brandon's involved in the cartels, is what we learned.
Can I ask you a question? Are you going for one of those like Van Halen? Sorry, what is
Van
it?
Halen?
Sorry, I
You
just
really
watched,
don't know that
I
much
just
about my
watched,
culture, do you?
I just watched Thor. So
Oh, yeah.
Thor.
If
Oh,
you die,
Valhalla.
yeah,
You're thinking of Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Are you going for one of those like really vicious deaths so then you are reincarnated in a
Yeah.
In Valhalla? Yeah, I'd love to go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he looks rather Vikingish, doesn't he? He looks kind of like a
I have
Viking.
a 23 in me, so I'm
Yeah.
not gonna,
Well, you look
I'll
like
never
the
know.
Viking that they left on the boat.
Somebody had to stay on the boat. Somebody had to fucking tie it to the
They're like,
dock.
we're
and
gonna
be
go
ready.
rape and pillage this.
Yes, I had to wait on the boat, Colin.
We're gonna go-
I was in the Navy. That was called duty. That's what you do. You stay on the
yeah.
boat and you keep shit going.
And thank you
while
for
your
serving.
friends have fun. You're welcome.
It's
Thank you
called
for
an
serving our
assistant.
country.
For fuck's sakes.
It is called an assistant. So we're
That's
gonna
right.
get into some murder talk. You guys ready for your first murder story?
Yes.
Yeah. So our theme this month for this episode of Murder Casserole is highest body counts and or most prolific. So you heard him talk a little about Sam Little. We're going to go a little bit international with it, you know, rep our overseas friends. So the first murderer we're talking about is this guy. Yell out, go woo 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 if you've heard of him. This guy, his name was Gilles de Rais. Have we heard of Gilles? Oh, I get to educate y'all. So Gilles de Rais was a nerdy little medieval French bitch because he was a big theater kid and he was French. So he's born into French nobility sometime around 1405. So this is medieval times, pre-Renaissance, 100 Years' War, where the English and the French are really going after it. He was primarily raised by his grandfather, which we're going to see that a couple times. How do we feel about people raised by their grandfather? We hate them, right? That's just me.
I think
All
it
right.
depends, Colin.
I love my grandparents, and they didn't have the most active hand in raising me, so I'm a little miffed about it.
I feel like grandmothers maybe don't produce murderers.
Grandmother, well, get ready to eat those words, Monty. In two more murder stories. So Gilles de Rais was raised mostly by his grandfather. His grandfather raised him to be a proud French warrior. Like, he's going to go fight the British off in the 100 Years' War. This was that whole area. So he fought alongside his grandfather and many other people in a whole bunch of battles against the English. And he also, our boy Gilles de Rais, became the aide-de-camp, so the closest advisor and the battle friend of Joan of Arc. We all know Joan of Arc, right? Patron saint of the French, you know, French martyr. He was her best fucking buddy, allegedly saving her life in battle like 3 times. Yeah, broads. Can't trust him to get anything done right, can you?
You're on your own there, Colin.
That's when I take my drink.
I do not endorse that. I'm non-binary. What are you trying to do to me?
I don't know, where does broad fit in the gender spectrum? I feel like that's exclusively women with big
No,
ankles.
I think a broad. You could be a broad.
You're a broad.
No, fuck off. Okay,
I meant your comedy stylings are they're not narrow. They're broad.
Play on words. Oh, well done.
Broad-chested, yes. Sorry.
Nice save.
Thank you. I think so. So saved Joan of Arc's life multiple times, but then Gilles de Rais kind of distanced himself because if you know the whole story of Joan of Arc is that she claimed to hear messages from God, and some people who were like more religious were like, "Oh, that's great, she's helping the French win." Then they were like, we don't like that as much because she's saying she's in God. She's a heretic. We gotta burn her." And that's when Gilles was like, "I'm out. I actually don't know that bitch at all."
Can I ask a question?
You may.
Okay, so I don't know a lot about Joan of Arc, but she can talk to God, right?
Yeah, that was her thing.
So God didn't give her any like, hey girl,
No.
hey, hey girl, hey.
By the way, the guy you're hanging out with all the time, Joan, he's not so good. Not such a good guy. But that's the thing. You're very right. But then we could talk all day about Joan of Arc and whether or not she actually had religious visions. I'm in the camp of not, because there's no God. So how could she talk to him? That's like me talking to my dad. There's no one there.
But your dad might show up.
But my dad could show up one day.
There's a
That's the big
chance.
difference.
There's more of a chance of your real
That's
dad
the
showing up.
Rapture.
That's
than
how
the
we know
God
the
of
world's
Christian
ending.
mythology.
When Colin
Colin
meets his
Mattox, you better get your ass over here. I got you a bolo tie.
I was about to ask why my dad has a southern accent, and then I looked at myself, and I was like, checks out.
Boots, bolo.
Yeah, boots and bolo, man. I'm
list.
getting weird with it. Let's get after it. So, retiring from the army, Gilles decided to go back and tend to his lands, of which he had multiple estates. He's French nobility. He's a rich guy, you understand? And then he was living outside of this small town in France, and all of a sudden, his thing that he would do is he got really into producing his independent plays, stuff that he'd written, right? Artist producing itself. Not so much. Because you know how he cast these plays? He would send his servants into the local small French town and pick up all the poor street kids and bring them back to the castle. And after they were done acting in Gilles de Rais's weird little Grecian play, he would molest them and then he would murder the fuck out of them. He specifically liked opening up their tummies, opening up their... I didn't need to say tummy. Yeah, have a drink on that one, have a drink on that. So he didn't need to open up their tummies, but he liked doing that and then cutting their heads off after molesting them. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it became like a cottage industry. That was some dude's whole job. He's like Jeffrey Epstein's like rag boy, you know what I'm saying? So they would just go into town, hey, get it. Eventually, enough people kind of complained. There were enough parents being like, where are our kids? Oh, they went to the castle with the big, scary, mustached man. Read nothing into that about me. And they're disappearing in this castle. So enough parents complained. And also, the political shift happened in France where all of a sudden Gilles had no friends in high court. That's the problem. He didn't have any allies amongst the French aristocracy.
So I hate to ask this again, but
please.
where was our girl Joan?
Joan, at this point, had been burned at the stake.
Oh.
16, Amani.
She was
died at
16.
16 years old.
So they were contemporaries. Gilles was a couple years older than her. He might have been 18 when she got burned. But he was very much like, oh shit, tide's turning against her, and the political sides move away from it. It's like Steve Bannon. It's like all of a sudden he was like, yeah, I love Trump, and then every so often he was like, that guy's a dick. You know what I'm talking about, Steve Bannon?
Are we familiar with Steve Bannon?
Yeah,
he's seen him on TV.
He's the guy who looks like he has hepatitis that was in our last president's cabinet. It's not that hard to figure out.
Doesn't he look like he stinks? Like if you were in the same room as him, you could smell him.
Yes,
he looks like he stinks.
Like Frito feet?
Yeah,
Worse.
very
Worse.
Frito-feedy.
He looks real stinky.
Very Frito-feedy. So he loses, and then the high court starts paying attention, goes, oh, we have a murderer in the nobility. We can't have that. So let's haul this guy into court. He has a trial mostly based on heretical stuff. It's mostly like you're playing God with these people. And then also it feels like you dismembered about 140 kids. That was the count they attributed to him at the time. Now, modern historians think it could be in the thousands, because how do you account for the records of 15th century France with poor kids? The only histories we have from that time and that era are of the nobility, because they're the only people who could read and fucking write, right? So we have nothing from working class people. So how do we know actually how many kids he went? The theories go into the thousands, like I said. It's potential that he had this many. His servants talked more before they all got executed. But he gets hauled into court, and they're the bigger problem problem with Gilles is that they thought, the French aristocracy thought his plays were like occult rituals. They thought he was trying to be like a necromancer and bring back people from the dead by sacrificing children. You know how you do. So they were more big on that. They're like, oh, no, we can't have that. You're guilty of murder. So he's guilty of murder, and they sentence him and his 2 closest servants to death. Here's the fucked up part. Classism in medieval France.
His servants died?
His servants, here's what's fucked up. He was sentenced to be hanged by the neck, drawn and quartered, and then the pieces burned, all right? But since he was a member of the nobility, since he was in their club, he did not get burned or drawn and quartered. His fucking servants did. They set up a gallows, they lit a fire under it, they hanged all of them, and then before the fire started to get at Gilles, they cut his body down and buried it in a fucking cathedral. You can visit Gilles de Rais's grave to this day because it's in some fucking church in France. And his servants, who had to go do the dirty work, Steely Dan, had to go. They got drawn and quartered, so they got their guts pulled out and cut into chunks, and then the pieces burned. That looked like it upset you. I'm sorry. It happened in Twilight, though. Come on now.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. That's how you kill a vampire in Twilight, is you pull the pieces apart and then you burn the pieces. That's not a thing? I've never fucking bullshit.
I've never seen Twilight.
All right. Well, that's what happened. So they did a re-mock trial in the 1980s because they're like, this is a good time to bring this all back up after everybody involved in it is fucking dead. And they proved him innocent. They're like, there's not enough evidence. But modern historians in this time think that not only did he probably murder 143 kids, he probably murdered way fucking more. And this is one of those stories where we will never know the true extent of the crimes committed by Gilles de Rais because of how long ago it happened, because he was a rich fucker and he killed poor kids. That's a theme you're going to see going over and over again throughout these big body count murderers. But that's the story of Gilles de Rais, our first murder story. Hell yeah, clap for that. So what we do now is we're going to play a little game. Sound good? Yeah, we're going to have a little game. I need a volunteer from the audience to come play a game. Come on up, Heather. Come on up. This seat over here, we got a mic for you. Have a seat. Grab the mic. Oh, my God. I know I already said your name, but introduce yourselves to the people.
Heather Goldberg.
Heather Goldberg, everybody. The other half of the producing team behind the gold standard here at Covert Cafe has come out and see that show.
I faggot.
Yeah, go see that.
I had
show.
to represent myself.
And also go see
the
F show tomorrow night. I'm pansexual. Do I get to say that?
You can say faggot.
No, you don't.
I got called it enough as a kid.
No, that's a
like,
trick, Colin. Don't do it.
It's not a trick. I feel safe
you
here.
can't. You can say the N-word.
That's a trick too. That's definitely
now that
a trick.
one's a trap.
Jesus Christ, Amani.
Nabisco.
Helen Keller could see that's a trick.
All right. Let's have a game. We're gonna do a little spelling bee. All right,
shit, I'm
we're
gonna
do a little
lose.
spelling bee. This is gonna be pretty fun. We're gonna go down the line. We're gonna go Imani, Brandon, Heather, and then Imani, Brandon, and that. Wait, I have how many words do I have? I have
God,
5
drinking will help me
words.
spell
So
better.
I
we're
won
gonna
the
do.
spelling bee in the first grade.
I'm
Fucking-
excited.
I believe
I'm
that.
excited. These
Now
are going to go up. So the first 3 is going to be individual, and then the last 2 are little tiebreakers. So these are going to get harder. All right. So Imani, your word to spell
Faggot.
is criminology. Criminology. How do you spell that? Yes, please stand.
Criminology. Criminology. C-R-I. Yeah. No, wait, that's not sorry. C-R-I-M-I-N-O-L-O-G-Y.
Congratulations, Imani. You've won 1 point. That was correct. Brandon.
I'm scared.
Wayne Little. 3 names, a 3-part word. This one means a killing done out of mercy, a coup de grace.
A coup de grace. Coup de grace.
All right, correct my pronunciation on it. You fucking cunt. Go on.
Can you please use it in a sentence?
I don't think you should.
After I've kneecapped you for correcting my pronunciation, I will perform a coup de grace to finish you off.
I only say that because I know it's a professional wrestler's finishing move.
It is indeed.
It's called the coup de grace.
Well, it's a finishing move for anybody, mostly murderers.
Well, yeah. In real life, too, it's also
It's
a
meant
finishing
like,
move.
it literally means...
It's the death blow.
Yes.
Yes. Coup de grace.
So you know what's up.
C-U-D-E... Fuck. G-R-A-W.
C-O-U-P.
This isn't... I didn't give you a chance to steal. Should have used a
I
different word
can't
than
spell.
that.
It's 2024. I don't fucking need to know.
Do you want to try it again, or you?
No, I do not. I'm
That's
tapping
wrong
out.
as fuck.
I'm tapping out. I knew that.
C-O-U-P space D-E space G-R-A-C-E. Coup de grace.
Coup de grace.
All right, Heather, your word is forensic.
Forensic. F-O-R-E-N-S-I-C.
That is correct, everybody. Yeah! So right now, after the first round of words, we have 1 point, no points, 1 point. So it's a neck-and-neck race between everybody but Brandon. All right. These next words, this next word, and these you will have a chance to steal if anybody gets it wrong. So I'm going to hit it to all of you. Well, it's just if it's wrong, and then I'll tell you it's time to steal. All right, but it's not a perfect game. All right. Imani, please try to spell incriminate. Incriminate. They both have crime. Your words both have crime. Yeah, there we go.
It's a good place to be.
Damn straight.
It's not straight.
You knew what I meant.
I-N-C-R-I-M-I-N-A-T-E.
Oh my God, that is correct. That one was worth 2 points, so you're now up to 3 points. All right.
I'm as tall as Imani, just standing.
All right.
It's really hurts.
Brandon.
Yes, sir.
Brandon, try to spell for 2 points, which will put you back in the game, but not enough to win. Try to spell alchemy.
A-L-C-A-H-M-E.
Can I steal? Can I steal this shit? No! Fuck off!
Heather can steal. Heather can steal. Heather can steal. You got one. Alchemy.
Alchemy. A-L-C-H-E-M-Y.
Oh my God, that is correct.
Someone said why?
Yeah,
All right.
Why did you give me that word? I knew how to spell
I
incriminate.
wrote them in order. And I'm just going by
in the
I
how.
was
wrong
almost
spot.
going to be like, this shit's rigged.
Y'all picked
Super
what
rigged.
order you sat in. I didn't tell you what chair to sit in.
I know.
So
I blame
it's a
myself.
tiebreaker. It's tiebreaker because
no,
you
it's
both
my
have.
turn now.
It is your turn, but here's the thing. I'm gonna give it. It's for stealing of either way. So okay, it is your turn. You get the first chance. You get the first chance.
First chance.
You get the. But this word is worth 3 points.
Oh, yeah.
So your next word. Your last word is psychosomatic.
Oh, I know this one. Psychosomatic. P-S-Y-C-H-O-S-O-M-A-T-I-C.
Oh my God, that's correct. And our guest Heather wins the splatterific spelling bee. And you know what that means, Heather? That means you get a gift from Uncle Colin's Pouch of Joys. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? And you get a little jigsaw puzzle of the Black Hills. Yay! That's a good one. That's a good one. Everybody give a round of applause for Heather. A round of applause. All right. Thank you so much. You just set it on the chair. Set it on the chair. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. Clap her off. Clap her off. Clap her off. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. All right. That was great. That was great. I loved that game.
I could have won that shit, though.
I could not have.
Certainly could have. Who knows? This is the thing. We're just throwing our... That one's dead, too. That's some good souvenirs for you. Let's get into another murder story. Sound good? You guys want another murder story? So case number 2, we're going international again. We're going down to South America for this one. Because it turns out South America, highest body count average for serial killers. Yeah, turns out less infrastructure, easier to kill kids. So there's the guy we're talking about. We're talking about Luis Garavito. Garavito. The subtitle I had for this is Whole Lot of Nicknames. This guy had a lot of nicknames. Luis Garavito, also known as La Bestia, the Beast. Also known as El Loco. We know what that is. And El Cura, which means the priest. Naturally, he killed kids. And last, but my favorite is Trebillion, which is Spanish for goofy. Apparently, somebody thought he looked like Goofy.
Okay, the Beast didn't tip anyone off.
These weren't nicknames he had before he started getting. This is since he's been found out.
Oh, okay. This isn't like
These weren't current nicknames.
He was like, I'm the Beast, and people were like, wow, you're a great person.
No, it's like if my nickname now was the Chuckle Killer. Wouldn't that be fun?
Chuckle fucker.
The Chuckle fucker, yeah, but that doesn't really get across the fact that I kill people, does it? So anyways, Luis was born in 1957 in Colombia, and like we see with a lot of serial killers, very poor upbringing, very abusive from his father. Both parents, actually, extremely physically abusive, His dad had a habit of telling him, I wish you were never born. Just gets home from school, wish you were never born, son. But frankly, don't we all wish our parents were that direct with it?
No.
Because a lot of... Okay, all right, I guess that's just me. Maybe I could feel it, and I was like, why don't you say it, you fucking cowards? So he was born in 1957, and he was also, like we see with a lot of serial killers, he was molested by a family friend at a young age, and when he's told his dad beat him for speaking poorly about a family friend. We see this over and over again. This is how you create a serial killer. Let your kid get molested, and then when they tell you about it, don't believe them. I shouldn't laugh at that. But so he grew up into a man. He grew up into a creepy guy. He had a lot of anger. He was a closeted gay man. He was never okay with that in Colombia in the 70s. It wasn't so cool or whatever. So basically, he just starts drinking a lot, and he manages to have a couple of girlfriends throughout his life that he can couch surf with. So he's essentially homeless, drinking a bunch of brandy down there in Colombia and moving between one girlfriend and another's apartment to just crash, It's a good time. He's having fun the whole time doing it. And at a certain point, he realizes he likes molesting boys. So he starts doing that a lot, offering street kids alcohol or money so he can take them to a secluded part and molest them. And then some point, here's the most fucked up part about that, is he goes to prison for this.
Mm-hmm. That's not the fucked
That's not the fucked up part. When he goes to prison for this in Colombia, they find among his possessions a little blue notebook. And in that little blue notebook are written the names of all of the hundreds of kids he's molested, and a little physical description, a little hint about him. This kid was wearing a striped shirt. This kid was doing that. This kid is fucked up. It's horrible. And also he goes to prison and starts reading Mein Kampf. That's where he gets a lot of his inspiration. He really got down with Adolf.
Oh, Hitler.
Yeah, I'm on a first-name basis with him. Sorry.
Did you think Adolf Coors?
That's spelled with a PH, fun fact.
Yeah. Oh, it's a different spelling of
A
it.
different spelling, yeah.
so
Adolf
it's not
Hitler
the
was with
same.
an F
Okay.
and a PH. I had a great uncle named Adolf, and it turns out that was just a pretty common name for
Hitler?
him. No, damn it.
Well, it's not that common now. Somebody kind of
Not now, but, there were certain sections of German people who were like, not good what that guy did, but love that name. Like, I'm not going to change my kid name list now. Come on. It's already written. It's set
Well,
in
they
stone.
modified it too, like Dolph Lundgren.
Yes, exactly. Is his
Wait,
real
that's
name
Adolf?
Adolf?
Yeah, he was born Adolf
Oh,
Lundgren. He just
shit.
goes by Dolph Lundgren.
Wow, I no longer
Ivan
think
Drago
he's
from
hot.
Rocky IV, if y'all are
And where is he
unfamiliar.
from? He's not German. He's from Scandinavia or somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's from one of those.
Yeah,
squarehead
see,
countries.
Scandinavia. I guess we can be
I am too,
racist towards the
goddammit, but-
Scandinavians. Yeah, I guess we can. I don't know. I think
be
that's
racist
funny to
against
me.
white
I didn't
people.
know that. I didn't
fine.
know that. But he read.
Ask
Louis Garavito read Mein Kampf
Much
with a
as you
lot of enthusiasm. So from 1992 to 1999 in Colombia, in Peru, in Argentina, I believe is the other one, or Chile. I'm sorry. The other one that borders those three countries in this tri-country area. For 7 years, Luis Garavito murdered 192 children. Yeah, that's like a lot, if you ask me.
Too many.
I would
I
say
that's too
I would
many.
say that's too many.
I would classify
5
that
or
as too
6,
many.
I'm on your side.
The span of
Kids can be annoying.
Who hasn't thumped a kid through a deaf child zone?
Oh, like when you're driving.
Well, yeah, that's what thumping means.
Oh.
I am so proud to announce that both of these people will not be parents.
I got 2 vasectomies. I'm definitely not going to be a
So
parent.
all of the kids he killed
I'd
were
have double
between the
knocked that
ages. He had a big range, but he mostly liked boys. He ages between 6 and 16, and his MO is he would find street kids. They're mostly street kids, kind of like Gilles de Rais. And he would go up and say, "Hey, I got some booze, I got some money. Why don't you come with me?" And he would take them on a long hike outside the city limits and wait until he got tired, and wait till they got tired, get into a secluded place, and then sexually assault them. And then beat them, torture them often, and then end by cutting their throats. That's how he got it. Yeah.
That was his coup de
It's
grace.
bad. That was his coup de grace. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the word that you couldn't spell.
I can't spell a lot of words, Colin.
COUPDE.
Yeah, there's a P. I'm surprised a guy who looks like you, Brandon, doesn't know how to spell coup.
Wait, is it GRACE?
I don't spell them, I do them.
Ah, we go. That's the mic. There we go. That's what we do. That's pretty. I didn't mean to step on your line, Amani. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm not.
He also kind of mutilated corpses. He once he started stabbing, he couldn't stop, and he would cover the body up with some branches, some leaves, and then he would fuck off. So he was arrested for attempting to murder a kid. Who he got caught. A good Samaritan was like, "Hey, not so good," and they were like, "Ah, fuck." And then the cops showed up, and as soon as he got arrested, he started confessing. You'll see this a lot with these guys who have really high body counts. Is like at a certain point, it gets to be too much, and for them, even for their minds, so they have to confess. So he starts confessing, and he helped. He did like the Henry Lee Lucas thing where he went.
So he went with them, and he was like, "Hey, let me get that shovel for you."
There was one here. I don't know where it went, but yeah. But I'm talking as Luis Garavito. There was one here. That's not important. So he kept confessing. He helped in the search. Eventually, Colombian law is really weird, but he received the largest criminal penalty up until that point. He was sentenced after his trial to 1,853 years in prison. That's what the judge gave him. Yeah. They multiplied it per kid, I'm assuming. But Colombian law also puts a limit at their prison sentences at 30 years. This is why you hear, like, when we did our contract killer episode, the guy who was the main executioner for Pablo Escobar, the Medellin cartel, this guy named Popeye, he only got 30 years because that's the max.
So you can only do 30 years. So let's say I've done 17 in my life. And this is just a regular murder charge.
Yeah.
And I'm coming back. So I can only do max 16? Is that
Well,
max?
I don't know if they stop. I think it's for one crime, one sentence.
Oh, so every crime
it re-ups.
restarts.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So if you've already killed a certain number of people, you
So
might as well
these-
keep going.
so
You
Yeah.
can do the same
That's
thing.
right. If you're in Colombia, I mean,
I mean, if you're hot at the table.
So
if
your
you're on
crime,
a roll,
your crime
Yeah.
doesn't roll over.
Mind you, this is a country that the U.S. government is going in and installing dictators in and shit like that. There's a lot of political upheaval during the time of this happening. Is when like Pablo, it's Colombia. It's when like the Medellin cartel is like kicking ass and stuff and getting their own people into politics. So you have people who are kind of corrupt, and then you have people who are trying to do the right thing because they see their country is going to the dogs. And it's a very weird. Like we can go into the sociopolitical elements of Colombia and why it creates serial killers, but that's a different time. It's a different episode. I tell you what, you catch me outside, you give me a cigarette, we'll talk about South American politics. I'll tell you what, we can get into it. But that's what he did, and then so it really looked like in 2012, because that's, 2019, it really looked like Luis Garavito was going to get out. Because there was no precedent in Colombian law for somebody who'd been in prison that long. They're like, well, if we only cap 30-year prison sentences, we got to let him go. Like, they don't have capital punishment there or anything like that. But because he committed murders in other countries, he went over to Peru and killed people. He went over to Chile, like I said, and killed kids. Because of the multiple jurisdictions, they were able to do a little loophole for him and be like, you're staying in prison. If he had gotten out, he was doing interviews around the time he got out. You know what he said he wanted to do? Two big things when he got out of prison. He either wanted to become a children's priest or go into politics. It's like you can't make this up. Fucking like working class people. It's like, come on, you got like the only way you become not working class and into the spheres of power are if you got a whole bunch of bodies underneath you as jet fuel, seemingly. But a lot of people, there was a lot of petitions. People didn't want him getting out and stuff like that. So he held out his hope that he was going to get paroled right till the end and enter politics. But he was denied his parole in 2019. His sentence was extended for he gets twice the amount of time. So now from there he gets 60 years. Didn't last that long. Luis Garavito died in prison, thankfully, just in the winter of 2023. Like 3 months ago he died. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Popeye. Not Popeye, that's the other guy. Fuck you, Goofy. I can only imagine they called him Goofy because he worked... he did that when he was killing people. Or he worked so hard at serial killing, he was able to put his son through college. Because we all remember Goofy's big move. But that is the story. Sorry, go... No, you.
It was actually an extremely goofy movie, but...
I'm sorry.
Was that the one with the Powerline concert?
That's the first one. That's
I'm confusing my Goofy movie.
They made more?
That's just a goofy movie, right?
Yeah, a very goofy movie. A very extremely goofy movie.
Goofy movie.
It's a very goofy crime he caused. All right, that's Luis Garavito. Everybody clap for him being dead. Yeah, pretty fun. So we're going to play another game here, all right? And that means I need another volunteer from the audience. Who wants to play a game? Who are the guys? Come on, sitting right up front. Get up here. Yeah. Get up here. Yes. By the way, yes, there is a tip jar. You see people putting stuff in it. You can always give. It's a free show, so you should give the comics some money. You want your drinking money? There you go. There you go. Give the comics some money. Give the comics some money. All right, so we're going to do another little game here. This is a trivia game. So real quick, our guest, introduce yourself to the crowd. What's your name? Is the guest mic live? Don't.
Maybe not. Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
My name's Cass.
Cass! Everybody give a round of applause for Cass. Being brave.
I love
So
touching
these
tips.
are similarly, yeah. Get your tips touched.
I believe it's called docking.
These are gonna increase in value, and you're all gonna answer each question. This isn't like the spelling bee where you each get one. You're all gonna answer each question. No. But if you get it right and the other people don't, then you get the points and they don't. Okay? So this first one's for 1 point. They're all true, false, or multiple choice, okay?
Okay.
So you have a chance. So just when you know the answer, you can tap your mic. Not too hard. Don't fuck up the sound. Don't tap the mic. Don't do that. Just go meep into the mic.
Meep.
Yeah.
Into the mic.
But you're all going to answer, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So true or false? There are 5 classifications for serial killers.
Meep.
Yes.
True.
Do you think that's true, Brandon? What do you think?
I think that's false.
Okay.
I'm in the false camp.
You think it's false? It is indeed false. Yes, Brandon and Cass win. There are 4 categorizations for serial killers. They are missionary, visionary, power control, and hedonistic. Yes, question number 2 for 2 points. All right. So this is a multiple choice. I'm going to give you the options before you answer. All right?
Me.
Go ahead and answer. Go ahead and answer. If you want to be a smartass about it. Yeah.
Oh, you're going by Family Feud rules.
Yeah. So, Imani, because this is just for you, which U.S. state boasts the most number of serial murderers? Is it A, Texas, B, California, C, New York, or D, Alabama? We're going to start with Case. What do you think, Case?
Cass, but it's okay.
I'm sorry, Cass.
I'm gonna go Texas.
You're going to go with Texas. All right. Brandon?
I'm going to go California.
Going to go with California?
My daddy, meet Alabama.
Alabama. All right. It is actually California. So the first question was worth 1 point. That one was worth 2. So right now we're at 1 point, 3 points, Dick.
Or nil.
I like Dick.
Dick would be 1 point.
Nil Dick.
Isolate that soundbite, would you? Question number 3. Another multiple choice. Who was the first to use the term serial killer? Was it A, FBI agent Robert Ressler, B, Edgar Allan Poe, C, Detective Ernst Gnat, or D, FBI agent John Douglas?
Me.
Yes.
Edgar Allan Poe.
You think it was Edgar?
Oh, me.
Me.
Was
Go on.
It was your FBI agent D, the D.
The
last
Douglas,
one.
John Douglas. You think it
FBI
was John
agent
Doug-
Douglas.
okay,
That was who
okay.
did it.
And Cass?
Meepity meep. I'm gonna go to the detective guy. I can't get my FBI
Ernst
agent.
Gnat.
That guy.
Yeah, option C. It was Ernst Gnat. Yes. The German 1930s detective Ernst Gnat was the guy who tracked down the most horrific serial killer, in my opinion, that we could talk about. A guy named Peter Curtin. We'll talk about him sometime. But in his investigation, he was the first guy, a German guy, to use that term. So that's worth 3 points. So right now, you're looking at 4, 3, still Dick. But don't worry, this next one's worth 4 points, and it's a true or false, all right? So true or false, about 70% of serial killers have some form of substance addiction.
Me.
Yes.
Wait, can you say it again?
About approximately around 70% of serial killers have some form of substance addiction problem.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to state I might be losing in this game, but I'm winning in life.
Yes, you are.
And second, I want to say fuck murderers. And third, I'm going to say that this is either more or higher, but I'm going to go with, God. I talked to God. And so I'm going to go with true.
True, all right. What do you think, Brandon?
I think that's false.
You think that's false, all right? Cass?
Yeah, if it's anything lower than 90%, I'll be confused. So I'm gonna go false as well.
You're going to go false as well. That one's true, folks.
Yes! God is on my... What if God was one of us?
That is correct. So, Imani, you now have 4 points.
Dick.
No, you have 4 points. I've never seen a 4-point dick. It's like a deer. Is that how you do that? Brandon, you have 3. Cass, you have 5. Wait, you have 3. Wait.
No, he has 4. I think
4,
it's
4.
But if
He's
you
got
want to
4.
give me an extra point, I won't.
4,
complain.
4,
I
so
won't
it's tied right now. Boom, boom.
Fuck.
So, last one. This one's worth 5 points. So whoever gets this will win. Okay, it's an even game. Brandon, if you get this, you win.
Okay. I hope I win.
It's multiple choice. Which famous killer inspired 3 classic movie villains? Those classic movie villains. So which killer inspired The Silence of the Lambs? Which killer inspired also the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Psycho?
Me. I don't even need your. I don't even need
You
your.
don't need
multiple
that. You
choice.
don't want the options?
Ed Gein.
Okay. You think it's Ed Gein?
Me. Ed
Yes.
Gein.
Ed
Let's go
Gein.
with that guy.
Beep,
Definitely
beep,
him.
beep,
Oh
beep,
my
beep,
god.
beep, 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 beep.
Yes.
Beep, beep, beep. Who got the keys to the trunk? Vroom. Sorry. Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
Yes.
It is El Gein. Ed Gein. You all guys all got.
I got it first though. It means
Why
I
the
win.
fuck did I write down 4 options if you guys all knew? God damn it. So that's 9, 9, and 5.
I gotta be honest, actually.
That was worth
So there's a
5 points.
tiebreaker. There's a tiebreaker.
Me.
Okay, here's what you do. I'm gonna give you another. This is a Colin question, not a serial killer question. Let's make that distinction. This is a Colin question. What star sign am I?
You're a
Me.
Cancer.
You're not in the running, dickhead.
I'm gonna go
Scorpio.
Meep. I'm gonna go Cancer. You seem a
Do you
little
have an answer?
emotional. I don't know.
If you tie again, I'm gonna be upset.
Me.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I mean,
Didn't you want to say Scorpio? What did you say?
You said Scorpio, so you already gave your answer.
oh fuck.
I'm going Cancer.
It is Cancer.
Oh my
It's
God.
Cancer. I'm a dirty little bitchy Cancer boy. That's fine. That's fine. Everybody give a round of applause for Cass. Cass, you win some vampire fangs. Yeah. Spirit Halloween. Everybody clap Cass off. Yes. Don't, guys, you two don't feel bad for not winning anything.
Yeah, but-
Okay.
I feel terrible.
Can I be
I-
honest?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Ed whoever. I just
You just went with the
I
crowd.
went on the
Yeah.
bandwagon.
That's
yeah.
that's a safe choice. They seem like they had a lot of conviction.
I was
Br-
also just
Brandon certainly knew.
I knew.
Yeah.
It's rigged.
Yeah.
Take
I've
his
known for a
fucking
while.
fangs.
It's rigged.
Take his
It's-
fangs now.
Maybe you guys could split like you each get
No,
one,
no.
and you just put it on your
No,
front
he
tooth.
No, he needs both.
I have one more murder story, and it's one that Brandon's been waiting for. You guys ready for it? Yes. So, this is your uncle,
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. No,
No.
this guy's black.
What? I can't have a black uncle?
You certainly not. Not only do I
got
not
very liberal aunts. Colin.
Not only do I not think you have one, I physically think it would make you burst into flames to have a black family member. See, he's not denying it either.
You
is
don't
he?
have any black socialization that I see.
Right now, he did. This is the most he's had all year.
No, I
So-
didn't mean like that. I mean like in a sense like, like you weren't raised black.
No, I was not. Like,
Wouldn't
I
it
don't
be
think
worse?
that's really a revelation.
Wouldn't it
here.
be worse if he was raised black and then like
I
now
would
this
accept
is what
him.
he's like?
There's a whole
all
bunch
right.
of 90s sitcoms about it.
You're right.
What,
All
like
right.
a reverse Webster.
All right, let's talk about Sammy a little, shall we? This guy, Samuel, he was big in news a couple years ago because his crimes all got found out. And yes, he has the same name as Brandon Wayne. And so I subtitled, yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So I subtitled this chunk of the episode, Brandon, you asked for this. Because Brandon, by the way, if you take a look at Brandon's shirt right now, I'm gonna see this Murder Casserole merch right here. This licensed, unlicensed, you can't buy it because he only made 2 and I own the other one. Yeah, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Joe. I need sponsors. Like a high school 5K. Put the sponsors in the back. You know what I'm saying? But Brandon made the graphic as well for the show that you see on his shirt. It's beautiful. He's a very talented graphic artist. And he's been asking me to do the show for a while and being like, but when I come on the show, you got to do Uncle Sam. So we're doing Uncle Sam. All right. Samuel Little was a serial killer. He is, as Brandon said, allegedly the most prolific U.S. serial killer, and we kind of have the tops here. But he got smoked like a motherfucker by Luis because, like, Samuel Little confessed to 93 murders. If you'll recall, 143 from Luis. He got trumped by double digits. Like, it's not even close. But that's okay. We're in America. We're more over quality than quantity. That's the thing. So the most prolific American serial killer was a rambling, roving rapist and murderer. So he, over his 27-year-long spree, he claimed 93 murders, mostly female sex workers, they often involved, like Brandon said, an abduction, a beating, a strangulation, a sexual assault, and then just leaving their bodies where it was. So Sam was born in 1940 down in Georgia, and then he was raised primarily by his grandmother. Proved you wrong, Amani. I win. In Ohio, in a small town in Ohio, and he started getting in trouble with the law very quickly, breaking into places, B&E, stuff like that. First jailed for the first time at age 16, and we know from Carl Panzram, if you guys know who that is, that institutionalizing a teenager or as a child is just the easiest way. Second to beating and molesting the kid is the easiest way to create a serial killer, is send him to a reform school at a young age. Holy fuck.
So...
But you wouldn't think it, though. Did you watch any of the interviews with Sam Little? Or does anybody know who we're talking about?
So if you go, we'll get to it in a second. Yeah, like we'll get to his
personality.
Well,
because when he was a young man, he was very handsome.
Yes, I posted pictures on the Murder Casserole Instagram page. Give us a follow.
Yeah.
If you see, I post pictures of the people we're talking about before the show. The drip, the 70s drip on this man was insane.
Yeah.
When you consider he's just a roving truck driver / drug dealer,
of this man.
Get on that. Get on that. All right. So he gets institutionalized for the first time. So he starts killing women in the 1970s, just driving around the country, killing sex workers. He would pick up a sex worker, do his thing, or pick up a woman outside of a strip club, and then he would, assault them and then brutalize them in other ways before strangling them with his bare hands and then leaving the bodies wherever they were.
Better image?
Now, this is what we...
I don't think Amani's too impressed, but, like, as far as serial killers go, he's not
Yeah,
bad.
he's a serial killer 7. If Ted Bundy's the serial killer 10, which is just a normal dude 6, Frank, I'm a serial killer 12, but a normal guy 6.4.
How about that one?
He looks like Little Richard in that one.
Sorry.
A little bit.
I like how we're just showing pictures and not giving them to the crowd.
Did you say that you're?
That's fine.
You said you're a 12. That man's a 12.
All right. See, I just did that to goad you. So, anyways,
kill me.
So
Yes,
we talk about this a lot.
Everybody Google Sam Little right now and type in Sam Little.
Yeah. So
Sam Little Young.
We talk about this a lot on Murder Casserole. It's this idea, the phenomenon of the less dead, when we're talking about a victim profile for serial killers. And now what the less dead it means is like any kind of people of color, people in the rungs of society that generally they won't be looked for if they go missing. So sex workers, people of color, runaway teenage boys. You even see this with like the John Wayne Gacy thing, killing teenage boys. Like, oh, they were runaways, It mostly just trickles down to cops being fucking lazy is the long and the short of it. So essentially, he's beaten cases here and there. He beat a murder case that he later confessed to in Mississippi and in Georgia. 2 different murder cases that the cops caught him for, put him on trial, and he was acquitted for, or it ended in a mistrial, so he goes free because they just couldn't agree on it. There's just not enough physical evidence, forensic evidence in any of these. And you got to understand that most of the time when he's doing this, it's prior to the advent of DNA technology. So there's no way apart from an eyewitness or from a confession or from physical evidence, so something like a hair or a piece of clothing or something like that left behind to tie anybody to a case to. It's really kind of interesting. So he gets caught. He's also catching cases for minor crimes. He's getting arrested for breaking and entering here, shoplifting here, drug charge there. So years and years later, after killing women for 25 to 30 years, from the fucking 70s to the early 2000s, he finally gets arrested in 2012 in a homeless shelter in Kentucky. He gets arrested for transience in connection to a sexual assault. They find out he has an outstanding drug warrant in California. They send him back to California on a drug case, and then from there, he just starts confessing to unsolved murders. From there, he just starts singing like a bird, talking.
Meet.
Yes, he's the roadrunner of serial killers. So let's go through all the states where he had victims. We're talking Nevada, California, Ohio, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Texas, NB. That's not a state.
Nebraska?
Nebraska. I'm sorry. Nebraska, Maryland, Louisiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Arkansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Arizona. Yes.
Imani has a question.
Yes, Imani.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you okay? This might sound dumb, but when you were he was found in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
How do they fly you?
Yeah.
They do?
If they think it's if they think they can get a conviction of you for a more serious charge in another place, they will pull out all the stops to
So
get you
free
there.
shipping.
Pretty much.
That's great.
Come on, Amazon. We do it
That's
for
right,
serial killers, damn it. Come on.
Free shipping and handling.
So, here's the creepiest part, or maybe the coolest part. I don't know how you guys feel about art, but our boy Sam decided his big thing was any cases of women that they could link to him. It's like, did you kill this woman? She went missing in Florida, for example, around this time. And he's like, I think I did. He would draw a portrait of them. He would draw a quick sketch of their face. So you can go online, and all of his interview clips with the FBI are available on the FBI webs because they still have some that they haven't identified. So they put up all of his drawings, which as an artist, I'm a little bit miffed about. This guy's just getting free promo from the fucking government
They're
for
not that
killing
good.
people. They're not very good paintings or drawings.
Google is drawings. They're not that good.
It's a little.
It's pretty junior high art.
They're
class.
good for a serial killer.
I'm not supporting the serial killer that murdered. And
Say that out
assaulted
loud
women.
first, yes.
But it is pretty good art. I do think
But if you go on the FBI's website, you can not only see all the portraits, but you can also watch his little 2-minute confession clips where he talks about killing the people. Because these are all unidentified cold cases.
They're not that good.
Is this called? Do you call this tortured art?
No, that's torture-able art. So here's the big thing: is that it's hard to say because he confessed to about 50 murders, right? He confessed to up to 93, actually, but 50 were the ones we could confirm. Those are the ones that the FBI was able to say, yes, he did that, because we're very worried about a Henry Lee Lucas situation. If you don't know, Henry Lee Lucas was a guy who got arrested for one murder and confessed to hundreds, and then they later found out it's because if you get arrested for murder and then you start confessing to cold cases, the cops treat you fucking awesome. Henry Lee Lucas got like all the coffee you want, all the milkshakes you want, all the cigarettes, all the special treatment. They're very worried about that happening again.
But he never did it.
They tied him to maybe like 4. If you talk about the real historians about Henry Lee Lucas, is that they can only really connect him to murdering his mother, and that's it. Apart from that, everything else is up in the air. So Samuel Little continued confessing to crimes until he died in 2020. He was incarcerated outside of LA in California for that entire time. So now, here's the problem with these kinds of cases that you'll see with these real high body count guys, is that it's that line you walk between, are they talking shit? Are they trying to make... Because the other thing with Richard Kuklinski you talked about, a lot of people think he beefed up his numbers to just seem like the biggest badass in prison so nobody would mess with him, right? So it's kind of hard now that he's dead 4 years, it's like, will we ever get confirmation? But the FBI officially is the source I use for this, and they've said that his estimate of victims, 93, which would make him the most prolific serial killer in American history at least, is probably pretty accurate based on what he said. He knew details about those that never could have been ascertained by anybody other than the killer. But luckily, much like Luis Garavito, much like Gilles de Rais, we can thank whatever God you pray to that this motherfucker is dead. Yeah. And that's the show, folks. That's Murder Casserole. Oh my God, keep it going for Brandon Wayne Little. And for Imani. And for Heather and Cass, our beautiful game show contestants. And last but certainly not least, for the Joes here at Covert Cafe for making it so that we can do this weird little shit. We'll be back third Thursday of every month right here. We're talking blood. Thank you guys all for being here. Get home safe. Have a good one. And I love you.
Meet.
Yeah, meet.
Meet.